Well, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tennant Farmer. My name, as always, is David. I hope you're doing very well indeed. And you join me in the Massey today as we are, well, we're putting a little bit of slurry down on our hay ground. It is a little bit dry. It's warm out there as well, and we're waiting for it to be ready to start to ted the hay out again. So I thought we'd stick. There's not much slurry in the current cattle sheds there, but I thought what there is, we take out into the fields whilst it is dry, give the fields a bit of a feed, and then get them on the way for the next growth for hopefully a decent second cut. So we're in one of the grass fields on the new hay block. This is the odd shaped field here, really, around as we go around this here clump of trees. But yeah, this is our second load. There's probably only actually one more load in there, so realistically we won't get too much done. But what we will get done will be better than nothing, and it's a nice way to spend the day. Certainly isn't worth getting those contractors in again to do 3 odd loads, but it's you know, it's a good way just to get them out there. We're going to give the sheds a bit of a clean down after that as well, because the cattle are going to come back in the next week into the new shed. The gate is on this way, so we should be looking good there indeed. So that'll be handy. You'll see straight ahead of us here that the hay is being cleared from all these fields, and it's actually stacked up in the shed over there. You can just see where the trailer is already. Not a bad return so far, but I'd like a bit more, of course I would, but you know, we'll take what we've got there, and we can always build on that. But no, I think it's so far so good. We'll get hopefully, like I say, another cut. There's still one more field over there that's knocked down, the biggest field of this plot, and that's on the ground now. We're going to ted that out this afternoon there, and we should all be good, or ideally we'll be on to the next one. So once that one's done, that there is about 16ish acres, I think, give or take. And then we'll be sitting waiting really for everything to regrow. There hasn't been any rain of late there, and there isn't any really forecast either, so we've got to just kind of keep cracking along with doing this, because otherwise any kind of yard washings or any slurry we can get onto the ground there will help, because if we don't do that, there isn't very much else there, to be honest. So we're just trying to make it work, frankly, there, and work it is. We're slowly taking our way through here, and then we'll be able to move on. I don't know what I'm going to do for those other fields yet. We'll see if we get any rain soon. I was thinking about getting something to looking into some organic compounds to maybe spread on there just to give it a chance. We do have a bit of muck, but the problem with the muck being there, that it's going to take a while for it to rot in, especially if there's very little rain, and that's not going to really promote much growth either. And when you get to that stage, then you start to see issues with the muck being there when we mow the next crop down as well. So we'll see. We'll have a look in a bit more detail to see what the forecast is doing soon. Just see if it's worth us looking into that and getting anything spread out there. But yeah, if we can ideally just get just a couple of days of rain. Everything else is that once we get this hay cut up or baled over there, but the rain would go a long way actually. I'd rather like to see that. And then we'll see. But otherwise, yeah, we're looking pretty good for ourselves at the moment. We have just had another load of milk away this morning. The tanker came on time for once and picked everything up and left us in good stead. That's fantastic there. And then after that, a little bit of produce to go away this afternoon, all being well. And then we will be dandy. And yeah, looking very good. It's been ticking along really though, to be honest there. It's been one of those times of the year. We do need to come get that bale. Clearly forgotten about that one. But yeah, just been ticking along with things. We have to stick the loader back onto the front of the tractor to get that. So that might prevent us going too much further. That is a very wet, unfit bale of hay. It was from all along this tree line here where I didn't get anywhere near as much sunlight as it should have. So it wasn't anywhere near dry enough when it was baled. Struggled to go through the baler, so we made sure just to have all of those wet bales compiled into one. I do think with that I am empty. Yes, I am. So now let's get those lifted up there. That's perfect. And we can just slowly cruise on down the hill and we'll get ourselves back away over to the yard as well. So nice and easy, really. Yeah, otherwise everything else is fantastic. Looking really good. Very pleased with how everything's going. The cattle on the neighbour's grassland are looking pretty good. They've conditioned well. We're probably gonna get them in though, I think soon, just to get them back onto a bit of rationing. I really want to finish them up there and get some looking in good stead. The new cattle, the new calves are looking good as well. They're in their pen and they're looking very happy there as well. So they're going to really start to see a bit more of a concentrated total mix ration just to get them on the right track. Allow us to really improve their standing. Alright, now we came out that a little bit too quick, but we got that. Might at some point look at adjusting that fence because it's unnecessarily wonky really at times. But anyway, we are away. Might have to come back in and top down this field for the village here. I'm gonna have a look at that at some stage, but they haven't asked me to do it. But yeah, you can see it is a bit of a long drag. Especially when you've got one load of slurry. It doesn't take you too far, but we'll make it work for this, and then like I say, we can always think about what the contractors look like for future trips there to see. But for right now, yeah, this is kind of working, and it's enough for the short term anyway. And we're just going to dog on the road again. All the way, pooch. And through we go, and perfect. Okie dokie. So yeah, what we'll do, I think there's probably about enough for one more load in the tank there, so we're really not going to get too much more done. We'll get that one knocked through anyway, get the tanker load up there, probably go for a quick coffee, and then get ourselves a way to get that one spread nice and easy, really. But yeah, otherwise everything else is, like I say, everything else is looking just fine. That round bale hay shed could do with being filled up a little bit more, so I need to think about what that looks like for us on the farm when we do start to get to second cut there. I think silage we are more than good enough at the moment, so that will be a luxury where all of the grassland, when necessary, can go on into hay. Now, the issue being that might not be too much there because it's all going to come down to whether or not it rains anytime soon, to be honest, but we will very much see. It's nice to have this extra little bit of concrete as a turning circle here. It really does speed things up and make things a little bit more efficient. Ideally, and we can nearly do it now actually, but the only reason I'm not going to do is this is a little bit longer than a Keenan with the dribble bar in the back, but we could go all the way around one circle if we really wanted to. But yeah, nice enough to have this in place as it is anyway. With the slightly adapted slurry lagoon here for both of these pits, what we'll do is we'll end up just getting this all hooked up here, and then we should be looking rather good. And alright, it's filling up there. We'll see. It's, like I say, it's probably about a full load just maybe left in there, but we'll see how it goes anyway. And then we're good. As I was saying to fodder, silage bales, we've got all these ones here. There's the mountain of bales over there, and there's also the huge stack down by where we're spreading next at the moment. So more than enough for what we need, and we'll see how we get on. But right now, though, I think what we'll do is I'll go and get this load spread. This afternoon, we'll go out and get a little bit of hay tedded, and we'll see what that's looking like and how far off. This is going to be the second time out with the tedder on that field, so we'll see how it goes. But first thing I'll do is go and get this all spread. Welcome back then, folks. We've finished with that last tanker load. And we're going to go and see how we get on with our tedding. Crop is pretty decent in places in this field. There seems to be a bit of an issue with drains in some areas, because some areas you can see it's been a little bit wet, and some areas it seems like it's very, very dry indeed. So there's a few little patches here and there where grass just doesn't seem to be growing quite like you would expect it to. But that being said, it's growing for the most part, and yeah, so it's very much in keeping with the rest of the field there, to be honest. So we'll see what this looks like as we get it tied out and see just how many bales we can get off of here. But let's just get ourselves in first and around here. We can probably, in fact we will just jump out and get this gate shut, because that's going to cause us some problems somewhere if we don't. You just see it. Okie dokie then, and away we go. So yeah, we'll take the tether in there. I have been leaving the tether actually in the fields over, or in the barn we have here recently. But took it back just for a bit of a grease up there, and I had to change a pair of tines on there. So But yeah, might be something we continue to do. Especially if there's been trailers here with hail and I need to bring back or something like that. It just seems to make a bit more sense to do it that way. But for right now, at least, you know, we're looking okay. So we'll get this field thrown around here. This is the second time we've been in here. This was cut down 4 days ago. Yeah, this is the second time we're in it. And it's been turned over once so far. We leave it for a day or two as it is. We're just taking our time coming through here because you might be able to see in the mirrors the warning signs on this tether do like to hit the fence posts on here. So I have experienced this on my own because I've already had to straighten out the one on the back left once. This track is just a very narrow one, but yeah, we're through anyway. We just want to be a little bit cautious there. Weather-wise today, it's not as the sunniest as it's been, but there is it's a nice little breeze kicking around, so that's exactly what we need just to dry everything out. But yeah, we'll get this thrown around and we'll see how it looks, and see. I've had to throw everything around twice so far and ted it out there. I don't think we'll have to do it a third time, but we'll wait and see what it looks like probably tomorrow before we make any further decisions. I'm going to be a lazy man today as well. I'm going to use GPS on this, and yeah, we'll see how we go. But it does look like everything is good there. Get you down. And what are we in here? We're in C2. By the looks of things, that should be good. And alright, away we go. We'll do a couple of headlands, which is stuff nice. That's actually looking pretty good already. We'll get around the headland first before we look into it in too much detail there and see what it looks like. But yeah, this is going to be us. So I think I'll get a headland or two done, then we'll come back and we'll check in and see what we think of it all. Well, so far so good, I would say. There's a fair bit of grass on this part of the field actually. On this lower end for certain, there's a lot more. We can get the hill on that far corner, not quite so much, but yeah, it's doing well. It's heading out quite nicely as well. We're just about to start going up and down here, which should be fine. We're going to use our GPS, like I say, because we're lazy. We've already got that all programmed in, and you see the GPS is away there, which is fantastic. So we're going to just keep on going through here. Like I say, there's a few spots and patches, easy for me to say, around here where there's been either bale feeders in the past which have stopped the grass coming through quite as well as we'd like to, or even just poor drainage, I think, at some point down the line. If we know that we're going to be holding on to this for any significant period of time there, then I will likely look into some of these drains, see what we can do about really making them that little bit more functional. Find if there's any blockages in here. Really, again, we need a bit more rain to ascertain exactly what's going on with those, but we can see. We'll just wait to see what happens. But yeah, what we're going to do is just miss the row and then work our way up the field there like this. That should be fine, and it won't take us too much time at all. And we've got through most of the hardship of the field. As you can see over the fence there, the spring oats could do with a little bit of rain as well, as could actually the spring barley over there. It's all just looking a little parched, which may well come into effect our yields later on in the year. But for now, you know, we'll just have to wait and see, really. We can't influence it too much. We can't do too much to make that come back or be better. So we'll have to just keep at it and see. But yeah, really, there's not too much more to say than that. This field, given how dry this grass is looking now, actually, we'll head out today. It's still early in the day there, so we'll see a good bit of wind here today and tomorrow. And then it might, if this sticks up and it doesn't get too damp overnight, which I don't think it's set to, it might be good to at least knock off the headlands here and bail those up by tomorrow evening, really. So, which would be fantastic if that is indeed the case. But we'll have to just play it by ear. Oh, GPS, you missed that. That's what you've done. Well, it's taking the wrong line, but never mind. We can live with that. And then yeah, we'll get through it all. But yeah, ultimately, we're just going to keep pushing through. Not much else that we can do here. Still looking to try and get some buys for some of the silage that we have, but I do think that we're just going to hold on to it for a little bit longer and not desperately try to get rid of it at the moment. It's stuck in the field out the way. It's not doing me any harm whatsoever. And yeah, we'll leave it there until we need to. But yeah, ultimately everything else is is doing all right. There's not too much else that's changing, or I plan to change, at least in the future. There, the farm is just running itself very nicely at the moment. We will start to get a little bit busier as we get on into our later harvest period there, when, you know, at some point soon we're going to have to look into getting the combine out, get that checked all over there as you do, and we'll see what it looks like. But yeah, at the moment, nothing really on the cards, or anything that may shock us there. And then yeah, we'll be all good. This field, like I say, is about 16-17 acres there. We'll get this knocked out quickly there, and then really it's just gonna come down to rain and what that looks like for us. And I really don't know at this moment in time just what that's gonna be. So we'll have to see. But for right now, at least everything is coming along nicely. That Ted is working fantastically well. Whoa! What in the? Wow, the ground swallowed me. What? And that really hurt, actually. What in the world is that? Can I even get out? All right, let's try and get out of here. I think what has happened? How? Is this a sinkhole? What? This is weird. All right, well, I need to call some people and see what's happened here. The track doesn't look like it's taken any damage, incredibly. Maybe a bit of superficial damage on the front, but we'll have to try and get it out of the hole somehow and see what's caused this. It's a weird thing, but yeah, you saw it was just heading along nicely, and then wham! Well, I just don't quite understand it. We're going to see if we can get this pulled out. Lord knows what this is going to look like, or how we're going to do this, but it's going to need at least somebody else and one of my tractors at the very least. So yeah, I guess we'll come back to you and show you what that looks like. But for right now, I'm going to get some painkillers for my head, because that hit and bang my head off something, and we'll figure this out. I got that on camera at least, so the insurance company can't deny it. But yeah, we will see what that looks like anyway. For now, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching as always. I do hope you have enjoyed. I have been David. This has been a really strange ending to another episode of the Tennant Farmer, and we shall see you all in the next one. Catch you later.